Hey guys, what's going on, friends and family? My name is Skylent, and I'm excited to bring you a list talking about some weird games. Some really weird games. That's the point. It's weird simulators, weird creature simulators. Now, all these games that I'm going to be talking about are new. So, but at the same time, all of them are playable in some state. A lot of them got demos. One of them just released. Super ecstatic, keeping that hype alive. But this is going to be in the vein of games you might remember, such as Goat Simulator, not too far in the past or from the public's mind, a hugely viral game. And we're seeing games, that are a little bit more sincere, such as The Isle with dinosaurs or Meadow. And then we had like cockroach simulators and like silly cat simulators on mobile. But these games, the ones that I picked out today, are going to be that super extra level of cute. All of them, they're going to be a little bit extra. So it's going to range from safe for work to kind of graphic. Just keep that in mind. But anyways, these are creature simulators. They're games that are they're physics-based or they're puzzle-based, and you play as an animal. You have a huge amount of restrictions because of it, but also there's a level of charm that you just don't see in other games. They're hyper pinpoint focused on what they want to try to do, and they do it real good like. So generally, and I have high hopes for a lot of these games. If you haven't played them, you should, because they're all playable in some sort of way or fashion, okay? Google it, all right? Or I'll just leave the links in the description. I can do that for you. Much love, guys. Here's my pick for top weird new creature simulators. Yeah, the first one we're going to talk about is Untitled Goose Game, because obviously, Untitled Goose Game is a game that went incredibly viral recently, and if you have no idea what this game is, you've been living under a rock or in the lake. Untitled Goose Game, basically, you play as a goose. You play as a goose, isometric level puzzling, but I think that really the brilliancy that you can see in this game, it comes from the fact that it is a stealth game, but it's the most approachable stealth game that has ever existed. Because it's not like you can't be seen, you just can't be seen doing things that you're not supposed to be doing, you naughty little goosey. But I mean, as somebody who's a fanatic for stealth games, as you might know from some of my other list videos or rants that I've done, Untitled Goose Game, it kind of reaches out to my heart, obviously because it's adorable, it's so cute. But also because I think it's like a game that can get people that sort of, that fix, that stealth game fix. Raking the leg. You got a bunch of little chores, little objectives to do that just sort of wreaks goose havoc across the villagers. Very short game, but overall, I think, whether you're a stealth game fanatic like me, or you just want to play a game where you play as a goose and just be silly, you silly little goose, this is the game for you. Next up, number 4 on the list, since this is a creature simulation list, is going to be Kaiju Simulator. This one is blowing me away. I think a lot of people are really excited, but there is sort of a gimmick with this one. I didn't know if I should put it on the list or not because of this, but Kaiju Simulator is not a standalone game. You can actually find similar games now, like on Roblox and things like that, but this is also in a game creator game called Dreams, which is on PlayStation 4. So you have to buy Dreams, and then you have to select Kaiju Simulator from Dreams. But this is a game that someone made in a game creator. And again, there's lots of cool simulators, especially on Roblox. I played one that was like a bee swarm simulator. I think that's literally what it's called, Swarm Simulator or something like that. That's super fun too. And I could put those on the list as well, and I probably will if I just do a top general creature simulator list. Talk about like Goat Simulator and games like that. I would totally do that, because I think, games that are made in game, I guess, emulators or game makers, that doesn't make it any less of a unique game or experience. So, whatever. Okay, anyways, so you have to buy Dreams. Dreams is the technical title, and then you go and select Kaiju Simulator, where you play as this adorable freaking kaiju, and you simulate some kaiju coolness, Anyways, rant over, guys. Check it out. Okay, halfway on the list, not safe for work warning, debatable. Probable. This game's called Carrion, and Carrion is pretty graphic, pretty sincerely graphic. If you've ever watched the movie The Thing, which you should have, anyways, that's basically that. You were held captive in some sort of scientific base of some sort of underground laboratory, and there's like lots of other creatures in there as well that you could totally eat and devour to get super power-ups. But anyways, it's basically like it's an escape game. In some areas it seems kind of stealthy, in some areas you just kind of go berserk. But really, it's really fun. You control with the mouse, and I can't express how interesting of a sensation it is to reach up and grab someone with your mouse, with your mouth, that you kind of just like create on whim. And then you have to actually like fling them around and beat them across the walls and devour them by thrashing them around with the mouse. Not too many games do that. The only one I could think of is like there's a Shark Simulator that kind of does that. So, Carry On is a pretty interesting game that's very fun, very easy to control and play with. Yes, you can play these games already. Carry On does have a demo, but it is pretty graphic. It is a monster simulator, and if you guys want a list on reverse horror games or games where you play as the monster, I can do that too. Just let me know in the comments below and throw up a like and stuff, yeah? So, Carry On. What do you guys think? Too graphic for this list? I don't know. I think regardless, it's a video game. It doesn't matter. I think fun for the whole family. That's my opinion. Next up on our list by Bossa Studios, we have Pigeon Simulator. Okay, so some simulators, such as Meadow, despite the graphic art style, is really more heartfelt, more emotive, and more sincere, more like down to earth. You're not doing kickflips off the Empire State Building or anything like that. And I feel like Pigeon Simulator is more coming from that approach. It's not that comical, it's not that cartoon, and in fact, the graphics overall it's more like, yo, this is kind of like a survival game with a pigeon, but it's not hyper realistic. No, it's still definitely fun. It won't sacrifice anything for the name of realism or a true simulation. It's still a super wacky fun game. It's just not like Goat Simulator levels of wackiness, which maybe you might expect. Overall, you build a nest. You actually got to survive. You got to find food, and you got to defend yourself from humans that want to beat the crap out of you. Very interesting. There's flight mechanics. You're flying around a little city, and I just think it looks cute. For a pigeon flying simulator, it's actually really down to earth. I think it's got some cool micro gameplay mechanics. And we'll see where they can bring it from there. But yeah, I don't know. How do you feel? Do you like this level of cheese or uncheese? That's debatable for some people, but I think our next game is going to be on the other end of the spectrum for those who, feel like this game was missing the mark for them. And finally, we have I Am Fish. Now, some people are going to complain that, well, Sky, the Bossa Studios actually has another game where you get to play as foxes. No, those are anthropomorphic foxes. It just looks like a fox. It's not like an actual freaking simulator. Okay, we're not going to go into that, okay? We're talking about I Am Fish. Right, so why did I first get excited for this game? Well, it's adorable, okay? And not only is it adorable, but the initial trailer showed a fish in a bowl, a fish bowl, and I freaking love marble games. I love all marble games, except for that one that's really just a gambling game that's not even a game at all. That's, marbles on stream. No, fuck that game. Anyways, I Am Fish is an adorable game that I was hoping would get people into the marble sort of genre. I didn't realize that it was going to expand the marble genre. I know, I'm getting really like game design geeky, but basically I Am Fish is a game where, yeah, you might swim around every once in a while, but mostly you're going from container to container, which means the marbles themselves are changing shape in physics. For a physics-based game, I Am Fish is genius, because generally you have like a set sort of, train of thought with the physics, with the rule set of the world whenever you play games like this. You're a pigeon, you do pigeon stuff, you're a little amorphous glob of meat and teeth, then that's what you do throughout the rest of the game. But I Am Fish, you're gonna be rolling around in a bowl, then you might go switch to another, maybe a bag or whatever. It's kind of like Finding Nemo, it's like they go from one thing, one container to another, and they're just jumping and hopping, and it's like a bunch of different stuff, a bunch of different environments. It could almost be seen as like a bunch of games stitched together. I don't know, it just seems like a fun game that has it's probably gonna be brief, it's probably gonna have a lot of brevity, at least in any one section of the game, but overall, I'm interested in this just to kind of see what I could do as a fish, the different sort of wacky scenarios that I can get myself into and puzzle my way out of it, playing around with the wacky fish physics. That's what I gotta say about I Am Fish. Do you think it looks freaking adorable? Let me know in the comments below. But all right, friends, family, that's it. I picked 5 games, 5 weird creature simulators that all are pretty different, actually. And I think at least one of these games should attract one of you guys. And hopefully you didn't realize one of these games existed. So if you didn't know a game existed, is a thing, then go ahead and throw up a like on the channel, please, because that's what I really want to do. I just want to share new games with you guys. I want to play them on stream at twitch.tv/Skylent, and I just want to have fun with you guys. So if you couldn't tell from my voice, yeah, I think these games are funny and silly. I'm geeking out pretty hard here, but hopefully you guys are too. And all I can ask is that you have fun and you keep the hype alive. So my name's Skylent. Oh yeah, but I actually want to have like a little bonus section at the end of this video. I want to have a little poll. What top 10s do you want to see coming from me more soon? I actually mentioned I want to do a top list where you play as the monster. I could do more weird simulation games, more silly, fun, comical style lists, or I can kind of just focus more on the sort of consumer side, like really cheap games, free-to-play games, You know, what are some old games that are like actually totally free that you didn't know? Things like that. I do want to ask you guys if you could, you know, answer in the comments below. I would just really appreciate it. And if you had fun with this video, you know, share it on Reddit or wherever forums, Facebook groups you got, and Discords. I would love it so much. I wanna get it to 100K subs. That'd be great. Anyways, I cut your time long enough. I respect it. Much love. See you in the next one.